Have you ever been to an amusement park? And I'm not talking about those weenie little fair carnival bull craps. I'm talking about the big amusement park 500-foot rides. Hell yeah. Awesomeness. And today, because it's so freaking memorable, I'm going to bring you 4 stories of times I've gone to the amusement park that were so memorable that I still remember them all these years later and want to talk about them. So let's get into it. So the first story I'm telling is about, it's kind of a double story, but it happened at the same time on the same day, and it was really funny, so I have to tell you guys it. So this story takes us back to 2019, I believe, on a school field trip, which is something we'll get very used to here in a few stories next coming up. But basically, it was the first time I ever rode this pretty awesome-ass ride, which I still ride to this day, obviously. It's the one showed on the screen right now, but that's beside the point. So basically, me and 2 of my other friends that were in the group that we were assigned to in the field trip all decided to go on the ride. And what happened next is, well, funny as shit, bro. So we start off the day by going to this ride and waiting in line. So when we get to the front of the line, we're about to go on the ride. But no, one of the 2 people there chicken out. Literally sitting down in the cart. Shown on screen, literally one of these carts sitting in it. And they chicken out very last second. Oh, it was funny. And a few hours later, we decided to go on the same ride again, where the friend doesn't chicken out this time, actually rides it. So that means that friend and the other friend sit together, and I sit in front of them. But the other friend who didn't chicken out the first time, he tells me, "Hey, can you sit behind us?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to do that bullshit." So I didn't, and I sat in front of him, which is, because I remember he told me, he yells at me for this later. But after the ride, this is where the second part of the story comes in. His hat flies off middle ride. Flies right off. Gone. I remember it was an Elmo hat. I'll try and find a photo. Here's a photo if I found one. If there's not one there, I'd probably cut this part out. But it's gone, right? He's yelling at me. Pretty sure during the ride, he's still yelling at me like, "Drake, what the fuck? You didn't let me. You didn't sit behind us. You could have caught the hat." Probably pulling back into the station. We get back to the station. Motherfucker has to tell one of the personnel, "Hey, I lost my hat. Might want to look out for it. We're about to leave." "Oh, what's in the seat right behind us? The 2 seats right behind us." "Oh, there's the hat. It didn't get lost." Puts it on for the rest of the day. It's an ugly ass hat too, so I fucking wish that shit got lost. No offense if you're watching this video. I still keep in touch with him. No, I don't keep in touch with the other guy, the guy that chickened out. I haven't talked to him in about 8 months, but he's still a cool guy. But that's it for the first story. Let's move on to story 2. Yes, I be napping at the amusement park. You got a problem? I sure hope you don't. Because if you've ever been to an amusement park, you know you get tired. And I mean tired. And if it's 4 p.m. and you don't want to go on a ride that the group decides on, why not just take a nap? Get some renewed energy for that final stretch of the amusement park visit. That's what I do, but people give me shit for it. And it's shut up. Shut up. Shut up. It pissed me off. This is a bit of a shorter entry, so let's move on to story 3. Here's an actual picture of a sunburn I got this past year at the amusement park. And it sucked balls. Not only did my hand get sunburned, but my head got sunburned too. And there's a really gross photo of my head peeling that I won't show here because I don't even know if YouTube will allow it. But it was nasty. Here's me talking about it. I'm sunburned. That was on the day of me getting sunburned at the amusement park. And it sucked balls. Oh, yeah. But that's all I have to say about that because I'm pretty sure I already said everything I need to say about that. So let's move on to the next story. So this story has some insane continuity. So just stick with me for a second. Remember back in the first story where I talked about the 2 friends and the freaking school trip? Yeah, well, this is the same day. A few hours later, where I lose my water bottle. And just a thing about that water bottle, the last thing, because I remember this. I bought Pepsi, and my dumbass fills up the water bottle. It was one of those Gatorade water bottles. Here's a picture on the screen. I had to buy a new one at least 8 times within the last 8 years, because I always lose them or some bullshit happens. But here's so I fill up one of these with Pepsi. Who does that? An idiot. And I remember I'm at this part on screen. I'm around this area of the park. And I just lose it. That's the last time I saw it. Maybe I left it on the ground, on a bench, on a rock formation. I don't know, but I lost it, and I remember telling the two people, the two people in the group from earlier in the stories about it, and it's like, it's whatever. And one of the chickened out friend, the friend who chickened out, his mom was chaperoning us that day, which is, it just, okay. It doesn't matter that much, but I just need to talk about it. So basically, a week later, the friend who chickened out, sorry, that's like all I can refer to him as. I don't know how much I want to actually talk about him. Like, I've seen him, but I don't know how much I want to talk about him. So that's the chickened out friend, is what I'll refer to him as. He basically, after the fact, he asked me like a week later, yo, what's your address? Can I might need to get you a new water bottle or something. And this was like near the end of the school year. So I just write it on a napkin. Oh, that's my address. Good thing it didn't get into his shady hands, but that was probably a bad idea on my end, but it's whatever. It worked out in the end. A week later, pretty sure the day before or after the last day of school, around that last week of school this happened, it's 6 p.m. Motherfucker pulls up to my house with his mom and like his brothers, because his mom had to drive him. Motherfucker knocks on the door. I don't know who it is. My dad goes answer it, and this is the funny part. He opens the door. Oh, it's him. I have to get up, freaking go talk to him. But this is where the Wii Fit part comes in. Guess what I was doing? You guessed it, playing Wii Fit. When the motherfucker knocks on my door, I have to go answer it. Wii Fit's playing on the little TV in the dining room, so you can see it if you look through the door. I go, oh, thanks for the water bottle, dude. Yeah, no problem. Leaves. And that's it. That's all I have to tell about that story. Yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you want more stories from Kennywood, well, there's the fucking name. I guess you guys know the name. It was Kennywood, okay? If you couldn't guess it, it was Kennywood. Gosh. If you want more stories like that, or just any stories in general from my life, because my life, I don't mean to toot my own horn. It's been pretty interesting. If you want to hear more stories about Kennywood or just my life or anything, just comment down below. I'll see you next time. Yeah.